Hello people, today I will explain another amazing technology which is so popular these days and changing how we store data. By the way, before diving into what it is, how it works and why use it, first let me tell you this technique is from old days, 1991. It became more popular in 2009 when Satoshi Nakamoto used this technique to build the digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. And suddenly, blockchain is everywhere, believe it or not. At first, I also thought that blockchain is only used by Bitcoin, but there's much more to do with blockchain. You can record and track information with blockchain securely, and it can be anything from medical records to financial transactions. So let's find out what it is and how it works. From the name, you can guess that it is a chain of blocks, right? It is distributed ledger and open to anyone. So these all blocks are chained and all of them contains information. Now let's say you have information in this block and you want to change it. With blockchain, changing information is very difficult. It is not like others where you just type something and magic happens. For these, let's understand why it is so difficult to modify information of block. These all blocks contains three things. First, our data or information. Second, hash, and third, hash of previous block. First, if we look at data contain related information to blockchain. Let's assume we have blockchain of bills. Then in data or information, we have name of payee, phone number, address, bill amount, and all the stuff. Now second and third is about hash. So you may not know about hash. For simplicity, you can think that this hash is always unique like our fingerprint. Let's just assume that hash is identical to our fingerprint, and as fingerprint is always unique for everyone, this hash is also unique for every block. So each block contains data, unique identity, which is hash, and also hash of previous block. Now what about first block? Well, first block is called as Genesis block, and it doesn't have previous block. So Genesis block don't have hash of previous block, alright? Now when you create new information, or in our case, when we will create new record of bill, new block will be added to this blockchain. And this block will contain our data, and it also need unique hash. And at last, this block will have hash of previous block. So every time information is added or altered, new unique hash is generated and inserted into that block. Okay? So how this creates difficulty for changing record? Let's take an example. Suppose here we made mistake and we inserted wrong bill number. Or in general, you can say that we inserted wrong information. Normally we just change it to correct information and everything back to normal. Now what happens if we do something like that? When we make changes to that block, new hash for that block is generated just like we create new block. And this new hash is inserted into existing block. So now this block contains different hash than defined in its next block. Therefore we lose all following blocks because all following block now contains invalid hash. But this is not the case in blockchain. In blockchain, you don't change inserted data. Instead, you create new block which have information about changes. In our case, it will be new bill number for that particular block. So blockchain stores data differently in comparison to other technologies and helps you in tracking better than others. Now you know what is blockchain and a little bit about how it works, but we haven't finished yet. Let's go more deeper in how new blocks are created. While creating new block, there is something called as proof of work. Now what's that? When you try to create new block in blockchain, cryptographic puzzle must be solved. The one who solves this puzzle shares solution to all others, and whole network will verify these, and after that new block is added to blockchain. You can say that proof of work is kind of algorithm to figure out which block will be added next to the blockchain. With these, blockchain becomes more secure. Blockchain is distributed across large network of computers and everyone in the network have full copy of blockchain. If anyone tamper with any of block, tempered block will be rejected by other nodes in network, thus making data more secure. Alright, now you understand how blockchain works. With that said, let's finally go over why use blockchain. First of all, it is immutable. You cannot change information once inserted. Second, security. It is almost impossible to tamper with data. Third, helps you with cost. With blockchain, you don't need IT peoples and DevOps, which saves valuable money. 4. Surety. Blockchain provides surety that all your information is correct. Blockchain's immutability and security greatly helps in this. 5th, no worries if you lost something. Because blockchain is decentralized and everyone in network have copy of blockchain, there's no worry even if you lose your copy. So now you know why blockchain is revolutionary and everyone across the world is adopting blockchain technology. What about you? Try to build something amazing with blockchain. And for more videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. See you in the next week.